So the 2025 smartphone battle between Google and Apple, it's not really about faster chips or brighter screens anymore. Nope. This is a clash between two totally different ideas about what that device in your pocket is even supposed to be. Let's get into it. And that really brings us to the big question that frames this whole thing. In 2025, what do you want your smartphone to do? I mean, really, what is it for? Is it a smart assistant that kind of knows what you need before you do? Or is it a ridiculously powerful tool that you can master to create amazing things? Because that's the choice right there. Google is betting everything on this idea of a proactive assistant, an intelligent sidekick that just makes your life run smoother. Apple, they're going all in on the creative powerhouse, a mobile studio for anyone who's serious about their craft. And these two very different philosophies, well, they shape every single decision we're about to see. Okay, so how does all this high-level philosophy stuff actually show up in the phone you hold in your hand? Well, it all starts with the physical design. With the Pixel 10 Pro, Google is basically saying, the outside, we've got that dialed in. The design feels familiar, it's a careful refinement, and that shows this deep confidence, right? It lets them pour all their energy and resources inward, into the software and the AI that actually make the phone smart. Apple, on the other hand, well, they went through this massive redesign, and this tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. This new look wasn't just for kicks, it wasn't a style choice, no way. It was an absolute architectural necessity to handle the crazy amount of heat that their powerful new chip pumps out. So if you've got these two completely different paths, Google is all about that iterative refinement with its polished aluminum, and Apple's having an architectural revolution. I mean, think about it. Apple actually ditched the premium marketing gold of titanium for a new brushed aluminum unibody. Why? Because it's just better at getting rid of heat. That's a huge sign that for them, real performance is way more important than marketing buzzwords. And what's absolutely fascinating is that even though they took these totally different roads, just look at where they ended up. The dimensions and weight are practically identical. They are direct competitors in your hand, each one shaped by its own big challenge. For Google, it was about packing in more intelligence. For Apple, it was about getting rid of more heat. Okay, let's look under the hood. We're going to talk about the silicon heart of these devices, because this is where that split between intelligence and raw power becomes crystal clear. So Google's Tensor G5 chip is a really, really big deal. This is their first truly custom chip, built by the best in the business on a super advanced 3-nanometer process. But here's the thing, you shouldn't think of it as just a faster phone processor. It's really an AI accelerator that also happens to run a phone. Its entire reason for being is to run these incredibly powerful AI models, like Gemini Nano, right there on your device. And this is the result, a 60%. That's a huge jump, a 60% power increase in the Tensor processing unit, which is Google's dedicated AI hardware. Now that power isn't for opening your apps a millisecond faster. No, that's the raw horsepower for all the smart proactive stuff that makes a Pixel a Pixel. And then you have Apple's A19 Pro, and this thing is an absolute beast. The best way to think about it is like a desktop-class processor that they somehow shrunk to fit inside a phone. But honestly, the chip itself is only half the story. The real game changer is that brand new vapor chamber cooling system that lets it run at full speed without, melting. And this number really hammers home Apple's priority, a 40% jump in sustained performance. And sustained is the magic word here. It means the iPhone can chew through really demanding tasks, like playing a AAA game or editing 4K video, for a long time without slowing down. It's all about raw, dependable capability. All right, let's talk cameras, because this is where that philosophical divide we've been talking about turns into a straight-up head-to-head clash. So here's the bottom line. Google is betting on what you could call computational supremacy. They use amazing software and AI to perfect an image after you've taken it. Apple, on the other hand, is betting on a hardware revolution, engineering a whole new system from the ground up to capture the absolute best data from the very beginning. So let's take extreme zoom, for example. Google's ProRes zoom, it is pure AI magic. When you push it all the way out to 100x, it uses a generative AI model to intelligently reconstruct and basically create a believable, detailed image from pretty limited information. It's kind of hallucinating the details in the best way possible. Apple's approach, the complete opposite. Their 8x optical quality zoom is all hardware. It uses a giant 48-megapixel sensor and just crops into the middle to give you a true, high-fidelity 12-megapixel image. It's a bet on the purity of the original data, not on an algorithm's best guess. And this table here, this shows you the reality of the hardware. Check out Apple's Fusion system. For the first time ever, all 3 cameras on the back are 48 megapixels. This is a massive deal for pros because it means the color and detail are super consistent when you switch lenses, especially for video. And you see stuff like Genlock, which lets pro filmmakers sync their iPhone with their big, expensive cinema cameras on the set. That's a huge advantage for professional workflows. So, after all of that, what does this actually mean for you, the person who's going to buy one of these? Well, it really just comes down to one simple question. Are you a delegator or are you a creator? Because these are really the 2 types of people that emerge from these 2 different philosophies. Let's kind of paint a picture of who each of these phones is really for. So, the delegator. This is the perfect Pixel 10 Pro user. You want the best possible photo with just one single tap of a button. You love the idea of an assistant that kind of knows what you need and makes life easier. You want your tech to be helpful and then just get out of the way. For you, the most important thing is intelligence. Then there's the creator, and this is the perfect match for the iPhone 17 Pro. You want deep, granular control over every aspect of your photos and videos. You are the kind of person who will push your device to its absolute limit with gaming or professional editing apps. You see your phone as this powerful tool that you can master. For you, the ultimate value is capability. And let's talk about the price, because this is really important. At first glance, the iPhone looks $100 more expensive. But, and this is a big but, it starts with double the storage at 256 gigs. And if you look at that 256 gig tier, the prices are exactly the same. So Apple is basically telling you, hey, if you're a creator, you're going to need that extra space from the get-go. And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? It's not really about which phone is better overall, but which philosophy is a better fit for you. Do you want the power of ambient intelligence to help you delegate your tasks, or do you want the power of creative control to help you create your vision? So which one are you?